All right, the council meeting, March 17th, 2020 is called to order. Rise for the pledge. And I think it's back to me, isn't it?
Yeah.
Go for it.
All right, here we go. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Jeff, can you do the roll call?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Councilmember Feast.
Here.
Councilmember Peterson.
Here.
Mayor Dorsey.
Here.
Councilmember McDowell.
Present.
Councilmember Nisco.
Here.
Councilmember Schmidt.
Here.
Councilmember Bowe.
Here.
Thank you.
All right, do we have any changes to the agenda?
I would like to recommend several changes to the agenda tonight, Mr. Mayor. The first would be we don't have anyone signed up for general public comment, so I'd like to eliminate both of those from the agenda this evening in order to keep this meeting as short as possible. I would also recommend that we move all 5 items on the action agenda to the consent portion of the agenda if council has no questions about those, so that they can be disposed of with one vote. And I would also recommend that we do not have council reports, and I will have a very short city manager's report at the end. Those are my recommendations. If anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Concur.
Okay.
No motion needed, correct?
No.
Concurrence.
Yeah.
All right. That was script number 2.
Should be the one on top.
Yeah, I've already mixed them up though.
Oh, okay.
Okay, is there a motion to add all items on tonight's agenda?
I
Just
don't
skip
think
that?
we can, but.
Okay,
yeah.
skip it.
Okay.
Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda as published?
I move to approve the amended consent agenda as published.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, business agenda. The only item on the business agenda tonight is an update to 2 city policies. City Manager Jeff has the details for us.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. These policies are to be compliant with the Secretary of State's public records requirements and to ensure that we handle our public records in ways that the state has told us that they need to be handled. So with that, I would ask that you move this on to the April 7th action agenda, and we will apply for a grant with the Secretary of State's office in order to upgrade our record-keeping systems. Next week, I believe, is when the grant application window opens.
Possibly consent agenda.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly consent agenda.
Possibly consent agenda for the April 7th meeting if council has no questions.
No. Everybody okay? No questions or comments? All right, staff recommends the council concur to move this item to the action agenda, so we're good? All right.
Consent agenda.
Consent agenda.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Okay. Now on the action agenda, Police Chief Darren Moody has information for us about it.
That's the other script. All those.
Oh, I'm on the wrong one?
Yeah, all those were voted on the consent agenda.
All right, all right, okay. I gotta find my place now.
I'm happy to answer any questions you have, Mayor.
All right, anybody have any questions for Darren?
Since we already voted in, I think we're safe to move
All
forward.
right. Let's see here. Let's see, where do we go here, over here?
So the next item, Mr. Mayor, should just be the city manager's report.
Next we have a final, a downtown connector?
Yeah. No, just the city manager's report because all
We
those
got
5
that.
Okay,
action
all
items-
that's been done, all right.
So just very briefly, just wanted to say a couple things. One, prior to the circumstances that we have in Washington and Shelton and in the country today, around the world, Kyle Cronk from the YMCA wanted to come and express his appreciation for staff and for the council on getting his project, the YMCA, off the ground and moving. He obviously didn't come tonight. We asked him not to attend, but he wanted me to make sure that I extended our thanks to you, or his thanks to you. Secondly, received a call this afternoon from Congressman Kilmer, and just checking in to make sure that we had everything that we needed, and if we needed anything, feel free to reach out. So that was very nice to hear from him. Lastly, we will be maintaining these types of meetings as expeditiously as possible over the next several months as we're monitoring the situation here in our community, including extra spacing with our audience chairs, and we will be evaluating other opportunities, virtual meetings, video conferences, things like that, that will still allow the public to comment on any action items before you, although we don't anticipate any at this time. Your agendas in the near future will consist of vouchers only to keep the city running, and any time-sensitive items as they may come up. With that, I'll answer any questions if you have any.
Okay.
I
No-
just have one. How are they setting up payment for citizens to come in and?
So a couple different ways. First, Easy Pay on the website. We're trying to make that easier to find for our citizens to find on the webpage. Secondly, we are taking payments just inside the double doors, the Civic Center. Drop off in the kiosk there, and last we have set up a computer and a portal for the public to use at the kiosk. So if they do come in and are available to pay by credit card, we have that capability for them right up at the front.
Okay.
We're taking all those measures, and we'll smooth things out and refine those as we move forward through this.
All right. Any new items? No? All right. Our next meeting will be Tuesday, April 7th, 2020, at 6 o'clock. Meeting is adjourned.